Hey guys, in this video, we're going to go over the distance formula. So I already have it wrote down. Pause this video, make sure you copy it down. But it says the distance between 2 points P1, which is x1, y1, and P2, which is x2, y2, are denoted by this right here. So your formula is the square root of x2 minus x1, and that whole thing is squared, plus y2 minus y1, and that whole thing is squared. So basically what you're doing, you're taking the square root and you're going to subtract your x coordinates, and really it does not matter which order you subtract them in, because whether it's positive or negative, when you square it, it's going to come out positive. Plus, again, you subtract your y coordinates, and it doesn't matter the order, because once you square it, it's going to come out positive no matter what. Okay. So we're going to skip down here. In example 1 says to find the distance and midpoint formula given points 1 and 2. So I'm just going to find distance for right now. So my P1 is x1, y1, and my P2 is x2, y2. So my distance formula is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So once you have your formula wrote down and you have labeled your points, it's just substitution. We labeled x2 as 8 minus from my formula, and then x1 is -1. So minus -1 is +1. Minus from your formula, minus from your coordinate makes it a +1. Plus from the formula, y2 is 0 minus my y1, which is 4, and squared. So let's put what we have under that radical in our calculator. So x plus 1 quantity squared plus 0 minus 4 quantity squared, and we get 97. So the distance here is the square root of 97. Now, as we know in my math lab, if we can simplify these, we need to. But this one is not, you can't simplify 97. And so this is my distance. Okay, and if we wanted an approximation, right, we could put that in our calculator. And so that's about 9.85 units away. So that's how, oops. That's how far these two ordered pairs are away, about 9.85 units away. So let's do it all over again, right here on B. My formula is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. It really doesn't matter how you label these as long as your ones are together, your twos are together, and it's always x, then y, x, then y. So I've labeled my points. I wrote my formula. This is substitution. x2 is 2 minus from my formula. x1 is -4. So minus this -4 is +4 squared plus y2 is 1 minus from my formula, and then y1 is -3. So that's +3. So let's put this in our calculator again. 2 plus 4 quantity squared plus 1 plus 3 quantity squared. Here we get the square root of 52. Now 52 isn't as nice to us as 97, so we can simplify. 52, I know it's at least even, so I can divide it by 2, which is 26. It's also even, divide by 2, and that gives me 13. My pair of 2's come out. And this 13 is lonely and stays inside. And if we wanted a decimal approximation, oops. That's about 7.21 units away. And another way you can check that is if you put in the square root of 52, you also get the same thing. So you know you simplified that correctly. Okay, so that's how you use the distance formula.